Workplace Futures 2013 took place on the 12th of February at the Crystal Siemens building in London's Docklands. The theme for the conference was Strategic Partnership, Securing the Future for FM. We spoke to some of the speakers and delegates attending the event about some of the key issues raised during the day. This film looks at how data and technology can lead innovation, professionalise the FM industry and help secure competitive advantage. It also discusses upcoming changes, the place of young people, and how the facilities management sector can make better use of data.
I think, if you take a look at every teenager today, with so many with smartphones or ability to access the web, such great access to social media, we don't have all of that at work in a very easy way. Corporate systems tend to be more clunky, tends to be more control, therefore we're always going to be behind. Therefore what we have to work out in the next 5 years is how do we make sure that that technology is fit for purpose with our young people. Generation Y expect and should have something different. I think we just have to give all of this to our young people to sort out for us and actually just say it's really, really important that we recognise that we want to be ahead. To be ahead on technology and applications, you have to be able to innovate in a better way than others, then therefore get your young people to do it. I think we just need to harness the talent we've got, and we've got it, but don't just leave it to the IT teams.
I think the biggest problem is that you tend to get a lot of legacy and a lot of this is the way we've always done things in most sectors. What we really wanted to do in Securitas is really start from scratch. So we looked at all the legacy systems and technology that we had and really thought, what does the business need? What does the market need for us to be a lot more proactive and dynamic in the way that we can actually innovate and move forward as an industry, because we're a very commoditised, low margin business. Well, the whole industry is in the security sector and it's got its well publicised problems. So we've got a lot of risks to take care of, and we've got really a lot of learning from, as you've said, outside of just the normal markets, to figure out what people are comfortable using in our offices in their day-to-day life and how we can make that feel more appropriate to what they're doing, and then how they can move their customers' business forward, how they can treat their employees as security officers that they manage more proactively. And that's why we wanted to take a fresh approach to everything that we use, so whether it's a payroll system or whether it's staff planning, how we can blend everything together to be much more dynamic and flexible. And I think that's what we've been really good at achieving with Innovise. And it was good to hear Ruby talk about that, because more people need to actually face up to IT being a dirty word these days, and it's had a lack of investment, a lack of funding, and people don't see value in it. And really what today's about for us is actually showing that if you do get investment, there is a lot of return that you will get on that, and you can change perceptions.
We know what technology can be. Apart from the personal consumer experience where technology is seamless, integrated, it's just a part of your everyday life. We know it can be that for business, and we're looking to show people how to apply it. Securitas have been at the forefront of that change and helping us, reinvigorate the sector around what you could do, not what you are doing, and as John said, knock some of these sort of staid old ideas around what technology is and has been, and change it for what the future holds.
I mean, it's not something I heard today, but something that's been re-established. Some of the things that Tim Oldman was saying from the Leesman Index about how facilities management can really make better use of data, and his service is a classic example of how you can bring together data which can help facilities management people to make better decisions. And I think we really need to see more of that, because as a number of people have said today, there is a lot of data out there. There's more and more data available to us all the time. Putting that together into a format that can help with decision making is part of professionalising our industry, and it's something that's definitely come of its time.
Technology is going to give competitive advantage, and I think if you can get two areas actually, data, the ability to manage data and analyse data, that came out very strongly today. I think if you can get on top of your technology, that will also give you a real competitive advantage. And I was at a meeting recently where we were talking to a service provider. A lot of the value that they were able to deliver was through creating an app that people managing a building would give them real-time information. So if you actually think about what we all do and what facilities managers and FM service providers do, you don't think of yourself as a technology company necessarily, but technology I think is going to be really vital. Ruby made that point about being able to still generate a margin for service providers and still deliver the service. But where I thought it was really interesting is she didn't answer the question. She did make the point that actually consumer technology, mobile phones, smartphones, apps were ahead of what businesses were able to do, and she left that point hanging in the air. And I think implicitly, yes, I think if you can get on top of it, you'll do really well. It's just difficult in a changing world. The phone I've got is different from the phone I had a year ago. It's different from the phone I had 2 years before that. The technology that I will need to do my job in 2 years' time probably doesn't even exist now. It's really tough, that.
There are some enormous changes coming, and I think you'll see a change in the whole IT landscape out there in terms of the supplier side, because you've got cloud, so where previously you had your own data center, you don't need it anymore, it's off in the cloud somewhere. You've got bring your own device, so I can decide whether I'm using an iPad or a smartphone or whatever I want to use to access my material. And then you've got the challenges of how you keep all of that secure, but advances in cybersecurity and so on. So I think those three things kind of coming together will change both the IT supply landscape and how we use it at work.